in the Telecommunications Act. All the devices themselves have been designed with remote government takeover systems, just like the radio and TV stations. That's what's going on.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Alex told you the government announced recently that the recession is over. It ended on June of 2009. The millions of Americans unable to find work might not agree. Perhaps the recession ended for the bankers and government employees, but for the rest of us, things seem to be getting worse. Gold and silver haven't heard the news either. They've begun their long-expected journey to the moon. In addition to converting your shrinking dollars into gold and silver, you should consider a food savings account from eFoods Direct. They both make fabulous investments. Food is our greatest dependency, and we know it will be more precious than any financial resource. You and your family need food to survive a crisis, and you can't eat paper, stocks, or metals. Alex has been urging you to invest in delicious, easy-fix meals to enjoy now or save for long-term. This will freeze the cost of your food while you can still afford it. Visit efoodsdirect.com on the internet or call 800-409-5633. That's efoodsdirect.com or 800-409-5633.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
When your country is being turned into a 21st century banana republic police state, silence isn't golden, it's yellow. You are listening to Alex Jones broadcasting live from the front lines. If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us. We are on the very cutting edge. We are forcing the mainstream controlled globalist media to cover real issues. They tried to ignore our information for many years, but now they're having to respond to it, and they're trying to spin it. I want to finish up with Google's plan to take over the internet and hence the world, and how it is a military-industrial complex arm, not of America, but of the private banking cartels that have financed the takeover of the U.S. and now much of the world. So I've gotten into Glenn Beck. I've spent a lot of time on him and his attack now on Google. And the media is making fun of him, saying he's crazy. He thinks Google's involved in the overthrow of Egypt, when Google's bragging they are. That's how dumb NBC, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN think you are. So he brings out limited truth. Then they attack him for saying the sky's blue, the sun is yellow, and that the moon is white. That's how dumb they think we all are. And as we awaken, as we begin to look under the rug, as we begin to look beneath the floorboards, as we begin to just pay attention and not just sit there drinking beer, mindlessly watching television, the scams they run on us will become more and more evident. I'm going to go to your calls in a moment, but we wrote a big article about this yesterday. It's also been picked up by CNET News, torrentfreak.com, and others. This is the rest of the story. The federal government is announcing taxes of the web, internet IDs, remote kill switches for the entire internet or for your select computer. Under federal regulations for 14 years now, all computers, all cell phones, all broadcast radio, all broadcast TV, everything is wired through government kill switches that can also take over the radio and TV station. Last week, Obama's people put out a press release saying that he's going to now start having announcements that break in on the radio and TV. Announcements that break in on your cell phone with text messages or even videos. 9,000 locations with telescreens telling you watch your neighbors in the town park, in the county square, at Walmart, at the mall, at the grocery store. I mean, this is the grid. License plates the feds want with the states that flash ads to pay for it, that then flash most wanted photos. Digital computer screen that's waterproof, water resistant as your license plate. I mean, this is a bombarding system where basically the whole country, the whole world, when they're done, will be something akin to places like in New York City and Times Square, where you're just assaulted by propaganda, assaulted by images, whether you like it or not. This is their full submersion into this high-tech matrix tracking grid. But one of the latest salvos against the internet are the feds, and I see this every couple days, I know you see it as well, arbitrarily shutting down 1,000 websites, 10,000 websites, 84,000 websites, shutting down sports sites that link to sites that are streaming sporting events. Not streaming it themselves, no. Linking to it. And now, 84,000 websites, including dog groomers, real estate companies, companies selling cutlery, companies selling lawn service. An entire ISP was taken over, and now it turns out there was no child porn on any of the websites at that ISP, and they ordered the ISP to flip 84,000 plus, they round down to 84,000 in the news articles, websites, and put a message on screen saying this website is involved in child porn and has been seized. Does that show you how arrogant, how hubris-filled, how unfeeling and unthinking the federal government is, knowing they can send up these trial balloons, knowing that they can set these incredible precedents to not just take over your website for no reason and destroy your business and your free speech and your life, but to now have all your customers for 3 days, this was up, go to your website and hear that you're a child porn trafficker who's had their website seized. So here's the headline from Kurt Nimmo: Kill Switch Beta, Government Blocks 84,000 Websites. Here's the article out of Tech Freak, and it links directly to the federal government's own admissions of this. U.S. government shuts down 84,000 websites by mistake, they say. Kind of like Fox News played an old fake video, because it was fake last year when they first did it, of Ron Paul being booed when he won CPAC. And Fox News this morning said it was a mistake. They're sorry they got caught. Kind of like you get caught robbing a bank. You're coming out of the vault with big bags of money in your hands with dollar signs in your eyes. And it's a mistake, officer. It's a mistake. Kind of like it's a mistake we're now learning coast to coast. Just scores of cases. TSA are just robbing cash. Folks, I've had sunglasses, tripods stolen. I was talking to Eric Muller on his show. You know, he's had stuff stolen out of his bag. And I've had something stolen at JFK. at JFK. I had 2 gifts for my first daughter, who had just been born recently, the silver rattle and one other toy. They had opened up the Tiffany packages that had bows on them, and one teething ring was gone, and the rattle was still there. I guess they didn't want the rattle. They were only like $100 a piece, but it was a gift, so we remember the birth and everything. And I had to go just a few weeks after she was born to a 9/11 event, so I made time to go out and get that for my firstborn daughter. My son's firstborn, but the first daughter we had, little Angel. And TSA just stole it, and now it's admitted at JFK alone. They're now pleading guilty, it's reported. 2 TSA agents stole more than $160,000. Who watches the watchers? But side issue. Let me continue with this. U.S. government shuts down 84,000 websites by mistake. The U.S. government has yet again shuttered several domain names this week. The Department of Justice and Homeland Security's ICE office proudly announced that they had seized domains related to counterfeit goods and child pornography. What they failed to mention, however, is that one of the targeted domains belongs to Free DNS Provider, and that 84,000 websites were wrongfully accused of links to child pornography crimes. This is the equivalent of, let's say you've got your website with Time Warner Cable in Austin. A lot of people do. And there's one website domain registered through the Roadrunner Cable. And let's say there's 10,000, this is a random example, case point. And they just shut down all the websites in Austin that have it and then put up a message that they're child pornographers. And they're the federal government. They think they can do this. As part of Operation Save Our Children, ICE Cybercrime Center again seized several domain names, but not without making a huge error. Last Friday, thousands of site owners were surprised by a rather worrying banner that was placed on their domain. Advertisement, distribution, transportation, receipt, possession of child pornography constitute federal crimes that carry penalties for the first-time offenders of up to 30 years in federal prison or a $250,000 fine. Forfeiture and restitution was the worrying message they read on their websites. Worrying? How about the defaming, the incredibly destructive? Somebody goes to get the phone number to their plumber, you forget, the plumber's phone number. You go to the plumber website and it says they're child porno people. And this shows how they can just flip switches and shut down websites. Flip switches and shut down whole ISPs. Flip switches and shut down whole DNS systems, just like Egypt did. Meanwhile, they're running around saying how great Google is overthrowing Egypt, how great it is, how horrible Mubarak was shutting off the web, and they're openly pushing in Congress for the legislation to implement what they've already got in place. They've already got the collective internet's neck in the guillotine, and now they're just asking for Congress to pass the law so they can flip the switch. And then they'll do it in select cases that make it sound like it's reasonable. Oh, this guy was going to sell bombs. We shut his website off. Oh, this person was a child pornographer. Oh, this person was linking to copyright stuff. And it just expands out from there. So Kurt Nemo's article breaks all this down. And they have a new bill that would amend the Homeland Security Act of 2002. That would allow the government to shut down all or part of the internet any time they want. Meanwhile, the media is making jokes about Glenn Beck, saying, that Google is government run. Well, here's French news agency. U.S. state criticizes Google search tactics. The top attorney, the state of Texas, on Wednesday revealed a list of demands for inside information intended to ferret out whether Google abused its power in online search ad arena. Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott wanted names of people responsible for Google ads, search results, the business relations, along with internal documents and minutes from meetings at the California firm. Yeah, they don't just sell Google News or Google Web or Google Video where you pay to have your Google ads on the side when somebody searches. They don't just do that. Google allows you to buy when someone searches British Petroleum or somebody searches TSA, that it's TSA all at the top, that it's BP all at the top for the sometimes 30 pages deep. where you can't see any. The searches are supposed to be whoever gets the most traffic, whatever has the keywords in it, that goes to the top. But they've changed their algorithm and admitted 2 weeks ago to shut down alternative news. And our article on that with the press